Hello, my crafty friends. Well, today I have some gatefold card ideas that I want to share with you. And I have two different ways that you can use this design in your card making. Hi, it's Lynn Dunn from Stamptastic Designs. Thanks so much for joining me today. In this episode of Stamptastic TV, I have two different card ideas that I want to share with you that feature a Z-fold style gatefold card. Now, this gatefold card is super simple to make, and it kind of resembles a little Z-fold card on each side of this gatefold. So I'm going to show you how to make this in two different ways. So if you like to keep your card closed, I'll show you how to add a belly band. And if you don't mind that it just kind of pops open on its own, then you can leave that belly band off. So I'll show you the two different ways that you can create this. Now, the cards in this video feature the Gathering Moments bundle from Stampin Up. So this particular bundle has a stamp set and a coordinating die set. And of course, I'm using some of the Gathering Together Designer Series paper. However, keep in mind you can create these cards with any supplies you have on hand and for any occasion. Okay, so this is the card that I'm going to walk you through, and I'm going to show you how to create the base of this card. And then I'll bring in the second card to show you how to create the belly band. So if you don't want a card with a belly band, we are going to create that card first. Okay, so let's talk about how to create the base of this Z-fold style gatefold card. So you're going to start with a 5.5 by 11 inch piece of cardstock. So we'll start by scoring it at 1 1/4 inches. And then the second score line will be 3 3/8 inch. And since a gatefold style card is equal on each side, you can just flip your cardstock around and you can make the same identical score lines. So we can go 1 1/4 and 3 3/8. All right, so you get the exact same Z-fold style on each side of this gatefold. Now, if you prefer to just do all the score lines in a row, you can start at 1 1/4, then score at 3 3/8, then at 7 5/8, and then the last one will be at 9 3/4 inches. Either way you decide to do it, you will still come up with the same score lines. All right, so now that we have created all the score lines, basically we just need to fold them. So we're gonna fold on the second score line in, which would have been the 3 3/8 score line. And then we're gonna take this 1 1/4 inch section and we're gonna fold it back onto itself. So that's what creates kind of that Z-fold design on each side of the card. So you're gonna do the same thing on this opposite side. Fold it in and then fold that little section back on top of itself. All right, so that is what your Z-fold gatefold style card will look like. This is what the base of the card will look like. So now all you need to do is to decorate it. So for this card, I'm going to decorate it using some autumn themed paper, but again, you can use whatever you have. So I have 2 pieces of pattern paper, which are 1 by 5 1/4 inches. And then I have 4 pieces of this leaf pattern paper, which is 1 7/8 by 5 1/4 inches. And so basically we're going to be decorating all the different sections of this fun fold card. So these little pieces are just gonna go right on the front of the card. So these are the 1 by 5 1/4. And you will put 1 on each side. And then you're going to fold this back. So you're going to take this front flap, fold it back, and then you're going to add one of these pieces. So this is the 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. You'll add that kind of behind this flap here. And then we'll go ahead and add one on this side as well. So that is what the front of your card looks like. And then on the inside of the card, we're just gonna add the rest of these pieces of pattern paper. So we're gonna add the 1 7/8 over here on the left, and then the other one over here on the right. Then in the middle section, we're going to add a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of white cardstock. All right, so that is what the inside of the card looks like, and then these little flaps come up to create the front of the card. So let's go ahead and create the little focal point for this card. So I'm starting with a 2 5/8 by 2 5/8 inch piece of early espresso cardstock. And then I have a 2 3/8 by 2 3/8 piece of white cardstock. So I use the Stylish Shapes dies to create this piece. And this is just going to go right in the center of that early espresso. And I want this to form a little diamond on the front of the card like this. So this is how I want to decorate this piece. All right, so once you have this put together, then you can just create a little focal point. You can either stamp something on here, or in this case, I just created a little collage of stamped images and my greeting. And so this is just gonna go right on my little diamond shape here. And then I just added a little bit of linen thread kind of tied into a bow. So we'll just kind of tuck that in there. And then I'm just going to add a little acorn down here. All right, so that's my focal point. You can make yours any way you like. And then this will get adhered just to this left flap. So once you adhere it to the left flap, this one will stay free. This one will not have anything adhered to it. And then you will have your little Z-fold gatefold card. However, since we have this base already created, I'm going to show you how to create the belly band. So for the belly band, you will need a 1 1/2 by 11 inch piece of cardstock. So I just coordinated my cardstock with the same color as the base of the card. And you're just going to lay it behind the card. So then you're going to take each side and you're going to just loosely fold it over. So don't make it super tight, because if you make it super tight, it won't easily slide on and off. So we're just going to fold this over, and then you can test it to see if it slides easily, which mine does. And then what you're going to do is just simply adhere these together. So we'll add some glue here, fold that back down, and just adhere these two pieces together. All right, so that will create your belly band, and then you'll be able to slide this on and off of the card. You can certainly decorate this with some pattern paper if you like. And then your focal point will actually go right in the center of this belly band. So you'll adhere the focal point right here. And then it will be attached and you can easily slide it on and off. So I wanted to show you how to create this belly band. I'll show you what the card looks like that I created mine with. So it's the exact same card base. The only difference is I have this belly band on there that slides off, and I decorated both sides. You can see I adhered my diamond shape to the front, but the basic design is exactly the same. So my pattern paper pieces, all the score lines for the card base, everything is the same. The only difference is I created this belly band instead of leaving my card free floating without that belly band. So now that you know how to create this belly band, you have the option of adding this belly band, or you can leave it just as it is, just as I have this one, and you can just adhere this piece down to this flap. So basically, the easiest way to do that is just flip it over and add some dimensionals, because I want the points of my diamond to be in this little groove here, this opening of my card. So just add your dimensionals kind of to the left of that. And we're not going to go too far over. We're going to go right about there. All right, so now we'll just line up the points of this diamond here with the opening of the card and just push this down, and then you'll have it secured perfectly. Okay, so there you go. Now you have two different ways that you can use this Z-fold style gatefold card in your card making. And if you enjoyed these card ideas, feel free to download the printable tutorial. You can find the link in the description below this video. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by liking it and sharing it with your friends. And leave me a comment below to let me know what you enjoyed most about the video and the cards shared here today. Have a fun and creative day, my friends. Take care.